let's begin together on our backs. Rest onto your mat with your body relaxed, your eyes closed. Just fully arrive here, letting go of any outside thoughts or to-do lists, and making time for you in this moment. As you transition out of your day so far, just welcome yourself here. Perhaps it's your first class. Give yourself some gratitude and some love for taking the time out for your health and well-being. Our minds love to wander and repeat situations and think of lots of things at once, so a great tool to use to help still the mind and just keep it focused in the present, which sounds perhaps easier than it is our breath. So just noticing the breath at first, feeling it move in and out. You've been breathing all day. Perhaps this is the first time you've thought about it. Focusing on the breath and the sensations as you inhale and the sensations as you exhale. Taking our mind to focus on our breath helps us anchor into the moment. As you breathe, see if you can slow it down. So take more time to breathe in. And take more time to breathe out. As you inhale, slowly expand your edges and your ribs, making room for fresh air. And as you exhale, try to fully empty your lungs all the way out. Slow, big breaths in, and slow, big breaths out. Each muscle is relaxed here as you slowly breathe in and fully breathe out. Allow your belly to rise as you take an inhale and fall as you take an exhale. I'll maintain this deep breath with you throughout our practice together. And we'll pair the movement with the breath to keep us focused and present. Inhale to expand your edges. And exhale. Relax between your eyebrows and your jaw and face as you breathe easily. Maintaining this relaxed state in the face as we slowly begin to add movement together. If at any time you need rest, please take it. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms up overhead, lengthening the body out. And on an exhale, interlace your hands, draw your right knee towards your chest, and gently pull that knee towards you. We want to maintain length in the spine here and the left leg. If this is a little too intense for the left hip flexor muscle, you can bend that left knee, stepping the foot to the mat. Feel free to circle that right ankle, warming it up in either direction, working out any kinks or cracks, and still maintaining deep breaths. Let that side go, extending the leg out onto the mat. Take a deep inhale, reach up overhead, lengthen yourself out, and then we'll draw the left knee in towards the chest. Circle that left ankle if that feels good. And just a reminder, try to keep your mind here focused in the moment by coming back to the breath, feeling it move in and out, and noticing how good it feels to take deeper, more full breaths. Let's extend the leg out to the mat, reach up for a full body stretch again, and then draw both knees all the way in towards you, grabbing just underneath the knees or interlacing the hands. Give yourself a hug. Thank your body for being able to move. We're going to set up for little bridge pose. So take your feet down to the mat, stacking your ankles right under your heels and keeping your feet hip width apart. So there should be a space between your knees. Take your hands down beside your body, spreading out the fingers, and now make sure you're not tucking your chin towards your chest. Find length in the spine, pushing to the back of the head, into the feet as we lift the hips up towards the sky on an inhale and lower them back to the mat on an exhale. Big breath in, float the hips up to the sky. Big breath out, slowly lower back down. Taking your time to build the strength here as you inhale to lift up and exhale to lower down towards the mat. Big breath in, lift your hips all the way up, push to the back of the hands, spread those fingers, and then exhale, lower down. Let's take our hands to our lower belly, heel toe your feet out to the mat width, and let your knees fall in together. This is TP pose, a gentle interpose that allows us to transition between movements and come back to the breath. Actively think of breathing so low into those bottom corners of the lungs that your hands move up and down on your belly. Face is relaxed. Breath is relaxed. Let's heel toe the feet back together. Extend your right arm up overhead and then gently roll to the right side. Pausing here and then extending that left leg long. Help yourself all the way up to find tabletop position, hands and knees. In table, we want to stack our wrists under the shoulders and knees under the hips. So there should be a space between your knees and your feet. Make sure the tops of your feet are on the mat. And try not to drop your face towards the mat. It looks like this. Take the back of the head to the sky to line the spine up, which includes your cervical spine, which is at the back of the neck. Moving through cat-cow, lower your belly and look forward on an inhale. And on an exhale, try to round your spine up to the sky. Big breath in, lift your tailbone, lower your belly, look forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, lowering your belly button to the mat, looking forward. Exhale, try to push the ground away here, stretching between your shoulder blades, your rhomboids. Inhale, starting this action from the base of the spine, your head is the last thing to move. Exhale, really rounding, doming, pushing the ground away. Big, slow breaths in, coming into cow pose. Slow breaths out, coming into cat pose. Imagine yourself as an angry cat, and then come back to neutral spine. From here, extend your right fingertips forward, keeping your shoulders in line, pushing to those fingertips into the mat, and then coming back. Let's do it with the left leg, drawing those fingertips forward, push them into the mat, find some resistance there, and then bring it back in. Right arm reaches forward. Good. Push down into your mat, and then come all the way back to table. Extend the left arm forward. Nice job. And then we'll come all the way back in. Now we're going to move through our legs. So extend the right leg back, staying on the top of the right foot, pushing into the mat, and then drawing the knee back in. Extend your left leg back. Hips stay in line here, and then come all the way in. And again, inhale to reach. Right leg, keep it nice and strong. Push to the mat, draw it back in, and then extend the left leg back. Excellent job. And then come all the way back. Moving in opposition now. You're going to reach your right leg and left hand, both pushing down into the floor, challenging our core and our mind here to move with opposites. Let's do the other side. Right arm reaches, left leg reaches. Try to focus on pushing both top of the foot and hand into the floor. Come all the way back. Nice job. Let's take our knees wide. Big toes touch. Sink your hips down and back. We're coming into child's pose. From here, you're welcome to make a little pillow for your forehead by stacking your hands on top of each other and resting there. You can stack your hands on top of each other, or you can reach your arms forward, letting the elbows bend out to the sides and resting your forehead right onto the mat. Child's pose is a beautiful place to catch your breath, to go back inside and connect, to slow down the heart rate if it has picked up, and to rest. It's a gentle hip opener, and our head is a little bit lower than our heart, which helps the circulatory system. Please know that this pose is here for you anytime throughout practice if you need a break or a rest. Feel free to take it when you do, pause the video, and start again when you're ready. Let's meet standing now in Tadasana, mountain pose. Help yourself all the way up, taking a sip of water if you need on the way. And we'll find mountain together, stepping the feet until they are hip-width apart, parallel. Palms face forward, fingers spread wide, and drop your shoulders down away from your ears, standing nice and tall, closing the eyes and going in. Noticing perhaps if you feel any different already. This is our first standing pose together. Tadasana, mountain. Feel the breath glide in and out. Let's float the eyes open. And we'll take the hands to touch in front of the heart. We'll breathe as we reach wide and high. Inhale to gaze up. And exhale, lower the hands down in front of you. Use your breath. Inhale to sweep all the way down and up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. Good. We're going to add on now. I'm going to step sideways so you can see my spine. Let me demonstrate first where we're going. Take a big breath in to reach wide and high, looking up. And now we're going to exhale and bow forward, hinging at our hips and coming all the way down, keeping a bend to the knees and relaxing the top of the head to the mat instead of holding it up, reaching for the ground. Let's try it together. Take a big inhale to reach up, gazing up, and then slowly bow forward, hinge at your hips. Relax your hands towards the ground and try not to hold your head up, keeping no tension in the back of the neck. This is forward fold. Enjoy this inversion and know that our hamstrings take a lot of time to warm up to stretch. Try to breathe easily here. On a big breath in, reach wide and high, standing all the way back up, reaching up. Hands come to the heart. Great job. Inhale to reach. Exhale, we're folding forward slowly, keeping the spine in line the entire time instead of rounding it. Ragdoll yourself over your legs here, keeping a generous bend to your knees. Inhale, reach wide, reach high, stand up and rise up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Keep your hands where they are and begin to twist over to the right side. As you do this, try not to let your hips join the twist, so pull that left hip back instead of forward, and just take this twist into the upper mid-spine. Continue pushing the hands together as you come over to the right, pulling that left hip back for one more big breath in, and exhale, unwind, back to center. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, twist over to the left, keeping the right hip exactly where it is. If you're not sure, go ahead and look down to see if it's stuck forward. Warming up the spine and the muscles that support our posture along it here. Twists are super beneficial. Let's take one more big inhale. Exhale to unwind. Take your hands to your hips now and step your feet a little bit wider, turning your toes out on an angle and lengthening the spine up to the sky. We're going to come into what's called flowing Buddha as we bend our knees and lower our bum towards the mat. Try to avoid this. Watch me. Sticking your bum out. This is what we do not want to do. We want to send our bum straight down towards the mat, keeping length in the spine. Let's try it together. Hands to the hips. Take an inhale to lengthen. And exhale, bend the knees. Send yourself straight down towards the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come back up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come all the way back up. Let's add the arms. So we're going to take a big breath in to reach them up. And an exhale to open them down all the way to the bottom. Gather them up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, gather at the bottom. Bringing them all the way up. Big breath in to reach up. And exhale to lower, gather at the bottom. Nice job. Let's put the two together. As you inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, sweep the arms wide and lower, bending the knees. Inhale to reach up, straighten the legs. Exhale, open, bending the knees, gathering at the bottom, pausing there. And then inhale to straighten, reach. Lengthen yourself out on an inhale. Exhale to open wide. Gather and come back to center. Nice job. Take the hands to the hips, heel toe your feet back together. Your hands, shrug your shoulders up on an inhale. Exhale, drop them down and back. Breathe with me, inhale, shrug them up. Exhale, drop them down and back. Good, let's come to the top of the mat, taking your hands to your hips. Make sure your feet are parallel and at least hip width apart. And then step your right foot back. We want the right toes to turn to the top right corner of the mat and the left toes to face straight ahead. Use that right hand to guide your right hip forward so that your hips are in line. Take a big breath in here. Lead with your heart as you begin to bow forward instead of your face. By leading with the heart, we keep the spine in line from the base all the way up to the top. We're coming into a gentle forward fold to feel a stretch down the back of the left leg. This is pyramid pose. I want you to work on keeping both legs straight and come to a place where you begin to feel a stretch. If you feel the need to bend that left knee, then come out a little bit. Know that when you first come into a stretch, it's always most intense. And as you stay and breathe there, slowly more space becomes available. Let's come all the way back out, leading with the back of the head. Step that back foot forward and then shake it out. Drop your hands, shrug your shoulders up, big breath in. Exhale, roll them down. And again, all the way up and roll them down. Hands come to the hips. We'll do the second side, stepping the left foot back, turning the left toes to the top left corner of the mat, and guiding the hips forward, squared off to the front. Find length as you breathe in, and exhale, lead with your heart, slowly coming forward. Pyramid pose. We're working to stretch out the backs of our legs, the hamstrings. Hamstrings are not naturally stretchy or flexible. It takes a lot of work and a lot of patience and practice. So just stay with it, noticing how these first few feel, so you can gauge your progress not only over practice in class, but over this series. Relax your jaw and your bite, and breathe here deeply in and deeply out. Let's come all the way back out, stepping that back foot forward, taking the hands down beside, shake it out. Good, shrug your shoulders up, inhale. Exhale, drop them down and back. And again, all the way up, and let it go. Nice job. We're going to work on our balance now. As we balance, we want to focus on something straight ahead. Slowly begin to rock the weight into the toes and then into the heels, shifting the weight forward and shifting the weight back. Now we're going to rock side to side, noticing how that feels, keeping both feet planted on the mat firmly. Feeling our edge, and then noticing how good it feels to come back to center and find the middle of all of those outside edges. Let's take our hands to our hips, and on a big breath in, lift the heels up to come on to the toes, and as you exhale, lower them back down to the mat. Inhale to lift up. Good, exhale to slowly lower back down. Try to make this controlled. Inhale to come all the way up. We're going to pause here at the top. If you notice your ankles are shaking, just know that this is totally normal. We're strengthening all the small muscles in our ankles and our feet that sometimes get forgotten. Let's exhale and lower the heels back down, shake it out. Come back to the top of your mat. Hands touch in front of the heart. Inhale to reach wide and high, gazing up. Exhale, bow forward, hinging at the hips, relaxing the hands and the top of the head to the mat. Forward fold. Deeply breathing in and out. Inhale to reach wide and high, standing up, reaching up, hands come to your heart. This closes our standing series today. Let's meet on our backs. Get there when you're ready. Pause the video if you need to. When you're on your back, bend both knees. We're going to cross the right ankle up and over the left leg, flexing the right toes, and then taking the right hand to guide the right knee away from us. This is called supine, which means on our back, supine pigeon pose. We're working on the external rotation of the hip in the right hip. We're getting a stretch not only in that hip, but in the glute, the bum muscle on that right side. As you stretch, try to connect to your breath, breathing easily. It will aid you in getting farther into this. Step the right foot to the mat and cross the left ankle up and over when you're ready. From here, flex the left set of toes and then guide the left knee away from you by gently pressing the left palm to the leg. Sometimes one side feels very different than the other, which you may find throughout practicing yoga. Supine pigeon. Take a deep, big breath in and a full breath out. Step that left foot to the mat, and I'll demonstrate where we're going next. We're going to step our knees and feet in together to touch, sweeping the arms all the way out to the sides, bending at the elbows for cactus arms, or keeping them straight out. We're going to lift our hips up, swivel the right hip down, set it down, and let the knees fall over to the right. You'll find that the left shoulder blade lifts up, so reach that left arm straight back to the back wall, and then slowly over time, sweep that elbow out to the side. We're getting into the left pec muscle there, your chest muscle that is very tight. Let's do it together. Make sure your knees and feet are in together, and then lift your hips up. Swivel your right hip towards the mat, set it down, and let the knees fall over to the right. Reaching that left arm straight up and back, and then slowly over time, sweeping it out to the side. You want to feel a stretch in that left chest, that left pec muscle, pectineus. Gaze over to the left side to complete this twist, keeping knees and hips stacked on top of each other. We come into the twist this way to protect the lower back. We do not want to twist in our lumbar spine, the lower spine, but instead the mid, which is thoracic, and upper spine, cervical. Breathe easily here and enjoy this chest opener and twist. We'll come out together, gaze up to the sky, and then slowly, with heavy feet, lead one knee up, followed by the next. Realigning the hips at center and then taking a big clearing breath in and out. Make sure your knees and feet are stepping in together to touch. Squeeze them in. Push to the feet, lift the hips up on an inhale. Exhale, set the left hip down. And then slowly come over to the left. Right arm reaches straight up for the back wall. And then slowly over time, open it up. Bending the elbow and leading it down, grounding down through the right shoulder blade and gazing over to the right. Try to keep your hips and knees stacked here as that arm opens and you fully experience this twist. Breathing deeply, breathing easily. Try to keep your mind present by focusing on the breath. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Relax your jaw and your bite. Gaze back up to the sky. And then come all the way back up to center, realigning your hips and taking a big breath in and out. Bring your knees in, give yourself a hug. Great job in practice today. Let's take our final pose, which is called Savasana, our pose of rest, extending the legs out to the mat. Take your palms down beside you, letting the fingertips curl in and the toes flop out to the sides. Close your eyes, and we end as we began, in Savasana. Relax your face and your neck. Relax your shoulders. try to relax each muscle that worked very hard today. Enjoy resting on your mat, relaxing and finding stillness. Savasana is our active relaxation, so our muscles and our body does a lot of good work during movement, and this is work for our mind. When we slow down, sometimes our mind picks up. So try to be in control of your mind by focusing on your breath. All you have to do here is breathe. Take deep inhales and full exhales. As you relax here in Savasana, I will leave you with your breath to enjoy this stillness and well-deserved rest. The light in me sees the light in you. I offer my deepest for you are special, you are loved, you are so worthy, and you are, yes, you are Namaste. My heart honors yours. Namaste.